As you know, since 1991, the U.S. Angola Chamber of Commerce has been promoting trade and investment between the United States and Angola. USACC has been working with the government of Angola as a reliable partner in assisting the country's development agenda, even during the most difficult economic phases. Angola is on the move again. USACC members have been asking for a meeting with Sonangol's new leadership to understand their vision for the sector, especially after the announcement of Sonangol's plans to sell stakes in oil blocks and several local banks to recover from the oil slump in the price from 2014.
Our business is to help U.S. companies and Angolan companies work together to promote greater trade and investment between our two countries. And as I also said, the importance of this goes beyond just trade and investment, but it also goes to strengthening our diplomatic ties and also creating greater stability and peace and prosperity both in Angola and in the United States and in our respective regions. We, as the U.S. Embassy, as the U.S., we applaud these initiatives that the Angolan government has started to develop and promote, particularly to promote a better, more transparent business environment. Recently, the private investment law was passed, as well as the anti-competition or anti-monopoly law were both passed. We see in Congress, there in Parliament, we have both the public-private partnership laws along with the gas commercialization law that we see are soon to be passed. And those are, we see, very encouraging to create and stimulate the Angolan economy, but then also create better and bigger trade opportunities between the U.S. and Angola.
Sonangol is a state-owned company, 100% owned by the Angolan government. Sonangol has a direct relationship with the two ministries. First, the Mineral Resource and Petroleum, and second, the Finance Ministry. So today, those two ministries are the ones that are following the activity of Sonangol on behalf of the Angolan government. In terms of businesses, Sonangol has activities, investments, and develop investments through 4 different channels. The first one is oil and gas concession, the main and the core business of Sonangol Group. The second are the subsidiaries, each subsidiary for a specific business. Most of those subsidiaries outside the core business, outside the upstream activities. The third one are the joint venture companies, how we call it. So companies in association between Sonangol and services companies, most of the time international services companies. And the last one, investment that we do through the investment funds in the United States. For example, we have Crest, Carlyle number 2, Carlyle number 3. We have Gateway in Singapore. We have investments in Portugal, finance business, and the other ones. Oil and gas sector, end of 2017, there was a pressure from the oil industry in terms of efficiency, performance, deliveries from Sonangol to the international oil companies. And that is why the government of Angola took a decision of creating a steering committee with the following composition. So our ministry, Mineral Resource and Petroleum, Finance Ministry, Sonangol Board, and General Management of the international oil companies. So the steering committee created 5 different subgroups, technical subgroups, with a representative of all these entities that I referred. And the objective was to solve the main problems that were paralyzing the oil industry in Angola. From these subgroups, we touch base on the simplification of the management of oil concessions in terms of processes, Another subgroup was related to the incentives for the marginal fields, small accumulation in terms of oil that needs some incentives to become economic and viable. Another subgroup was related to the new legal and fiscal framework for gas. All the documents submitted to the Angolan government were based on a consensus reached between Sonangol, international oil companies, and the two ministries. That means that the legal framework, new commercial and fiscal framework are in place, and so the ball now is on the camp of the oil companies. Sonangol as investor, like Chevron and the other ones, but also Sonangol as national concessionaire. Sonangol need to be reborn, but reborn on a different entrepreneurial environment, reborn with better quality and to have better conditions to become again the motor of the Angolan economy. Sonangol must focus again on the core business, oil and gas business, oil-related business, or projects and company where we can have higher internal rate of return.
Everyone knows that Sonangol built 2 ships.
That is world-class leadership.
We're working on the plan to bring those ships back to Angola.
To provide drilling service to Angola oil industry and other opportunities, to capture some opportunities in West and East Africa, to revert the trend of oil exploration and production activity in Angola. Also, to facilitate compliance. The drillship is all ready to be delivered at the end of this year.
And we are looking for partners that would like to join us, as well as looking for O&M operator, someone that will operate those ships for us.
So we have identified opportunities in onshore blocks. On those blocks, the petroleum system works. We have identified those resources estimated that we are presenting those slides based on the data set available.
Always a lot of people saying that they would like to have an opportunity. Now we have a real opportunity. We want to buy, so Sonangol wants to sell.
You just need to go to the country. You just need to go to the right people. You need to go to the board. You need to write to the board. You need to go to negotiation department. We will lead you.
Sonangol is structured as a vertically integrated company involved in all stages of oil and gas industry value chain. I mean, from the well to the filling station.
Sonangol has diverse portfolio of joint venture companies, and our objective is to refocus on services that allow the oil and gas assets to be developed. And for those who are not part of our core, for those joint ventures, those will be available for partial or total alienation.
The efforts made by the Angolan government and governmental entities to make this economy running again is big.
You can see their passion in wanting to regenerate a new Sonangol. We as the U.S. Angola Chamber of Commerce strategic partner to the government of Angola will make sure that what you do say here is actually going to be followed. We couldn't let you leave Texas without a cowboy hat.